Hello, and welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNetTV and tweet me too while you're there at Rhina Valentin. So our next guest is a living legend. We got him right here in studio. He's a hip hop pioneer. He's discovered many rappers and DJs such as Grandmaster Flash, Curtis Blow, Run DMC, and that's just to name a few. And for 30 years, he's been putting together freestyle concerts, and he's back here with us to tell us firsthand what we can expect for this year's Forever Freestyle concert. Numero 12. Ouch. Please welcome the Godfather of Freestyle, Mr. Sal Abbatiello.
What up, baby?
What up?
Hey, hey.
Oh my gosh. You are one of the most fascinating individuals I have ever met. I mean, do you ever sleep?
Came straight here from Long Island last night.
You came straight here from Long Island.
Yeah, we had Judy Torres out there.
Yeah, I saw that actually. You live streamed it.
I saw
yeah,
you.
I stopped by just to say, hey, Philly to be. Yeah, because you guys just don't stop, and I really admire the fact that, okay, so giving myself up, right, and shouting my age out a little bit, I just love how you've been able to preserve freestyle music as an urban classic. And so let's just give everybody a little bit of background of your origins in case they're just familiarizing themselves with who you are, Mr. Sal Abbatiello.
Well, born in the Bronx, boogie down, Gun Hill Road, went to Immaculate Conception in Gun Hill Road, went to All Hallows High School, and we opened up our first club in 1969 on Williamsbridge Road in the Bronx. It was a disco called the Playhouse. And then I found rap in the street. We had a jazz place on 167 Jerome. My family did, called Salt and Pepper, and used to get all the big jazz artists. And we decided to open up a disco back in when John Travolta was out with that movie Saturday Night Disco Fever. So we named the club Disco Fever. We opened it up. I was introduced to rap in the street. I knew it was going to be the next new big thing because it was second and third generation, you know, R&B and from jazz, and this was their new music, the new generation in the 70s. So I saw hip hop. I went out to look for the most influential kids in the street, and I bumped into Grandmaster Flash and Lovebug Starsky and Curtis Blow, and I brought them all indoors, and Run DMC did their first show there, and then they made the movie Crush Groove, and look at hip-hop today. It's 40 years strong and the biggest music in the world.
Wow. Wow. And so that's that version of it, right? And then now there is this fusion version of it, which you would consider, was considered Latin hip hop,
Right.
which is how freestyle was developed, right? So let's talk about how that came into fruition.
So the Fever was open from 77 to 86. And like 85, 84, you know, hip hop's like going all around the world. It's in downtown at Roxy's and all these big clubs, Webster Hall. So, you know, the Fever was falling off a little bit in its 9th year. I mean, we're open 7 nights a week. And we had a Latin club on Tremont and Webster called Voices, and another club called Elegante. And I was in the park wondering what, you know, because the Fever was going to get closed up for no cabaret license. We were getting, they were doing the movie Crush Groove filming in there. It wasn't going to be open when the movie came out. So I was sitting in the park and I see all these Puerto Rican kids breakdancing. And I'm sitting there, what am I going to do? And I'm watching the kids. I see this DJ plugged up to the light pole like Grandmaster Flash. And who is it? Little Louis Vega. And then I said, wow, Latin hip hop. I changed the club from Latin to freestyle. There was no records out at the time, but I knew this was going to be the second generation Puerto Rican movement from salsa. These were the children and the nephews and the kids, you know. And I brought it in before the music was made, but this time I made the first record, which was Please Don't Go by Niobe. And it had like a Latin sounding disco, you know, to it. And disco was dying, and this just filled right in, and that was it.
Amazing. Visionary. Visionary. That is amazing. And you know what's even more amazing? That you still actually present Niobe. And these people are still performing these hits, these classics. Yeah. And of course, we have another concert coming up. And you guys have been successfully executing here at Lehman Center for the past 12 years, right?
Yeah.
And so, well, the 12th one is coming up.
It's the Bronx, you know, it's
right.
the home of the Bronx.
Right.
And it belongs here. And it's probably the most sentimental concert out of all of them. All the artists love coming to Lehman.
I know. Well, I know you guys did Radio City not too long ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's amazing. For me, it's phenomenal that the next generation will be able to have a taste of our generation,
Yes.
even though it was never like rediscovered, right? It's you just preserved what we had, and somehow it's been able to sustain itself
Well,
and have a
it's
life.
become classic now. So when it came out in '84, it kind of like died out in '92, '93. We went through a 7-year hiatus. Then in the 2000s, I discovered, like that it's no good for clubs no more because we weren't drawing anybody. But if I put 10 or 12 of the acts together as a unit, they become one headliner. So that's how I fell onto it. And we started with Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods, and then we went to the Garden 2007. Then we went to Radio City 5 years ago. And
And you still do these venues, except you also have Lehman Center, which you make it
Well,
convenient.
Lehman
for
is
people.
the home.
Lehman
Lehman is the home. We did it 12 years ago, and we even do a yearly hip hop, an old school Fever reunion hip hop. May 5th, we're doing a hip hop show here. We have Curtis Blow, Rakim, Cool Mo D, Fearless 4. I mean, go on the website feverrecords.com or Lehman, and you'll see the lineups for May 5th. And this next Saturday, we got our classic
Yeah, I wanna
freestyle
know
show
who's
on the
performing.
3rd. So we got TKA,
Of course,
Judy
Judy
Torres,
Torres.
Cynthia, Johnny O, Suave, CoverGirl, Sweet Sensation, C-Bank, and many, many more. Pretty Poison. There's like 12 or 13 groups I'll be hosting along with Speedy. And I want to give a shout out to Ava and Janet and all the girls, Naridia and Diane, that work so hard over there. And we put on a great show.
You sure do. It's like I love attending. It's almost like reliving my teenage years because nobody sits in the seats. Nobody sits in their
4 hours
seats.
straight standing. And what's great is, you're right, we do have that second generation. They're bringing their children now. So, we have an age bracket from 35 to 55. But yet now I'm noticing a lot of 20-year-olds. I'm noticing couples because nothing ever took its place. Nothing took freestyle's place. So luckily for us, we're blessed. And we're working as if, all the groups are working as if it's like new music.
Yeah, and you're working like you're never going to age.
Yeah, well, we still have our charity foundation. Next Thursday, we do our annual bowling event, and it's for the Puerto Rican Relief Fund, and we donate all the proceeds. So that's the Erica Roman Foundation.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that before we go.
Yeah.
So when's that happening?
So the Erica Roman Foundation was founded by me. I had a foster kid who got killed in a car accident. She was the #1 DJ on the radio station in Orlando, Florida. She was with us, and we sent her over there. She got the job. Unfortunately, she got killed in a car accident when her show went to #1 that day. It was the first time the show went to #1. So for the last 9 years, we've had this Erica Roman Foundation, and we raise money for foster children because she was a foster kid, and cancer and breast cancer, but because of Puerto Rico, we've been doing a lot of fundraising for them with Ruben Diaz, the Bronx World President. So all the proceeds from our bowling event next Thursday, which will be at Yonkers Bowling Lanes, right off Yonkers Avenue, and we rent out all the lanes, and we got 20 lanes, and all the money we're going to donate it all to the Puerto Rican Relief Fund.
Is that on your website also?
Yes.
Yeah? All right.
Everything's on feverrecords.com.
Oh my gosh, Sal, bless you, Sal. Thank you. Thank you for being this visionary and presenting it for us here in the Bronx, and for continuing to open up the platforms for more artists and for more people to just create visibility as well as sustain their livelihood.
My heart is in the Bronx. I'm a Bronx boy, and I even own a lounge in the Bronx called Evo Lounge on the old Mi Gente's, which is right off Unionport Road in Parkchester. We've been there 4 years. It's our 4-year anniversary, the night of Lehman. So after Lehman, we all go over to Evo because
Lounge.
that's the anniversary.
Oh my gosh.
It was a grand opening.
I gotta keep up with this.
Hello.
Now. I know. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Holla.
I know. I gotta keep up. Party man, Sal. Woo! He is the living legend right here. Padrino of Freestyle. Sal Abbatiello, thank you for stopping by and sharing all this with us. You guys, Forever Freestyle number 12. Number 12 is happening on Saturday, March 3rd at 8 p.m. And that is taking place at Lehman Center for the Performing Arts, located at 250 Bedford Park Boulevard. And for more information, you can always visit lehmancenter.org. All right, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll learn some home decor tips when we sit down with an interior architect. Don't go anywhere.